G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. On today's video, we have the PastFx PX-101. This is their take on the legendary Moog MF-101 envelope filter. Basically got everything recreated in a much smaller package, plus a few bonus little extras on here. So let's just take a look at the controls on here. Then we're going to get into dialing in this unit, and I'll show you my kind of methodology for getting a big, silky, funky envelope filter sound out of this. In the middle, you've got a drive control, much like the original, and that actually just works great as an overall boost and drive. I love the way it sounds into an edge breakup amp. Over here, you've got the envelope amount. Over here, you've got the filter cutoff. Down here, we have the resonance control for the filter. There's a mix control. This pedal gives you a level control, which is new on there. There's some LEDs which indicate the envelope detector as well, which is very handy. Then over here, we've got a smooth or a fast setting for the envelope filter. So that's changing the attack. And then we can have a 2 or a 4-pole resonant low pass filter on here. If you don't know what any of that means, don't worry too much. This is going to sound super funky and cool. Let's start off by just cranking up the drive control. I'll show you the range of that and what you can do with it as just basically a tonal enhancer. Then I'm going to start with the filter wide open and the envelope amount at minimum. When I change the filter and the resonance, you will hear it kind of sweeping through that classic Moog style filter on there. Then I'm going to introduce the envelope on there so that we can get some kind of auto wah sounds out of it. There is an expression pedal input jack on there, so if you want to control a couple of different parameters on here with an external pedal, you can do that. There are internal dip switches to set the parameter that you're going to control. More about that later. Let's just hear the clean sound. Then I'm going to introduce this pedal with the resonance at around noon. I'm going to bring the filter back so you can hear what it does and kind of get a visual idea of what it's doing. And then I'm going to introduce the envelope. Let's go. Much like the original, pushing the resonance switch over about, say, 1 o'clock will induce some self-oscillation, but balancing it right on that edge of going crazy gets you some of those really cool alien kind of sounds out of this. And you can hear there that the envelope amount and the filter cutoff are interacting with one another there. So if you don't want much movement in there, you keep this envelope amount quite low and you kind of find the sweet spot on the cutoff. If you want a lot more range on there, well, you turn the filter down and crank up the envelope. So essentially, the higher this is, the more it's essentially going to sweep this knob. So think of a starting point on this knob over here with the envelope cranked all the way up. It's kind of going to push it as much as possible. With the envelope down, it's only going to wiggle it a little bit, and I'll let you hear that on there. You can also hear the difference between the 2 and 4 pole filters on there, as well as fast and smooth. Smooth is giving you much more of a slower attack and sweep up on there. So what I'll do is I'll leave this on fast for now, and we'll hear the differences in the envelope amount with the filter where it is. Like any good envelope filter, there are multiple sweet spots on there. I do really like when you've got this fast setting on, the resonance just about to go over the edge, a bit of drive, the filter around noon, and plenty of envelope in there. How you can get these almost kind of gurgling sounds out of it, especially if you're like slapping and popping on there. Let's hear it now into a crunchy amp, and what I'm going to do is connect an expression pedal in just a little bit and control the filter cutoff. Now when you do that, you need to turn the filter all the way down so that you can sweep it up and down with the pedal. Let's just hear it as it is at the moment with some crunch. I'll introduce some drive in there and play with the level control as well, then the expression pedal settings. Like I said earlier, if you open the pedal up, there are some dip switches on there, which will let you select the expression pedal destination on there. I think the strong point of this, though, is just as an amazing kind of auto wah filter on here. The addition of the mix control is really nice as well, because if having it wide open is too much, you can just kind of back it off a little bit, which I kind of like on these dirty sounds. So let's hear the mix control. This is such a wonderfully expressive circuit, and I'm so glad that PastFx were not only able to shrink the size, they were able to shrink the price as well. Those original Moogs go for pretty ridiculous used prices now, and I get that they are collectible, but having those sounds as well as some extra options in such a pedalboard friendly format is pretty awesome. I will put a link to the PastFx website in the video description, along with the music that I make with my band Ragdoll and my Patreon. We're actually doing a Patreon giveaway with a few PastFx pedals at the moment, so head on over there if you want to check that one out. Big thank you to Verley for not only sending this pedal out, but a bunch of vintage gear which I have demoed over the years on the channel. Verley's amazing. PastFx makes me proud to be Australian, and these things sound pretty amazing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'm going to play you all out with some more absolutely crazy low-pass filter tones. Have a good one.